Man, I apologize for this trash ass, garbage ass camera, guys. I literally like 15, not even 15 minutes before I went live, the charger cable to my main camera died. So I'm using this trash ass old LifeCam 3000 to do this stream. So I know it looks like shit. I know it's not the best looking camera in the world, but we're gonna knock it out and just look at, you know, these tickers today. One of them being gold right now that I got on the chart. And man, apologies for this terrible ass stream. So I won't waste your time too long on it. All right. But man, this just fucking pissed me off, this whole market today, selling off like it did. But I know it's Trump doing what Trump does, which is, manipulate the markets. He knows how to do it really, really well. He knows when, you know, the market looks weak, the market looks tired, and he will do something to almost to basically intentionally pull it down, right? To pull it down and give it the justification to sell off very aggressively. We lost 2% today. 2% today, you know? And, I still think this market goes higher, okay? There are a lot of stocks right now that are losing their ass. For example, I mean, you can go to Service Now, okay, which is a product I'm studying right now for because I'm looking to get an IT certification in Service Now. Let me turn off my indicator. All right, let's look at the monthly on this one. Look at this. All right. This is a very, very valuable piece of software. Nearly 90% of Fortune 500 uses the software, along with Azure and AWS. This is a part of business. Okay, this is a part of business. You need this as part of you know, your ITM or information technology management life cycle. You need ServiceNow. Okay, and it's falling off a cliff. And I'm not saying catch a falling life because I'm not going to do that. But I know for a fact I'm not going to catch the bottom of this thing. Okay, I'm not going to catch the bottom of this thing. Let me get another one. I think it was Adobe. All right. Adobe sold off aggressively today and has been selling off into 2025 and beyond. Okay. Adobe looks ugly. Adobe's about to break a multi-year low here. Okay. Adobe's about to break a multi-year low. Yes, vibe coding is here. Vibe coding is the new wave, but vibe coding is not going to replace Adobe. Okay. It's not. What's going on, Pro Style? Okay, camera's not that bad. All right, all right. If you guys say so. If you guys say so, the camera's not that bad. I'm with it then. I appreciate y'all, man. Put some tickers in the chat. We'll talk about it. Um, and go on from there. Okay. Here's Nvidia broke below support. Broke below support. All right. So I'm looking for a buying opportunity as soon as this gets back above 182. Looking for some support to come in there. Looking for some buyers to load up. A video I made I was going to make on Meta. Meta was at 620 going into the weekend. We were looking at seeing if, is it going to hold what is that, 614? It blew right past 614 today. Right now at 604. Man, it's so many stocks, man. It's so many stocks we can talk about. Gold and silver. We've been on top of gold and silver. We've been on top of gold and silver. Okay, silver, damn near $100 a share, and it will hit $100 a share. And why are we seeing that? Well, because the central banks no longer believe in fiat, guys. They no longer believe in fiat. They no longer believe in the power of fiat currency. All over the world, people's, you know, people are struggling to make ends meet. It's not an American thing. It's not a European thing. It's a global thing. There's too much debt in the world. Too much debt. Every country is printing, 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 printing. The fiat experiment is over, and gold and silver are showing you that. It's over. So what's the excuse? Now you're going to get central bank digital currencies. If you're smart, you don't fuck with that shit and you keep putting your money in gold, silver, fuck crypto. I've been saying that forever. Fuck crypto. Bitcoin only. Bitcoin only. Well, people say, well, Sarah, when's Bitcoin going to run? Bitcoin is not going to run. When people figure it out, it'll reprice. You understand? You get to the point to now? You know what I'm saying? Bitcoin is just simply going to reprice. When people finally figure it out, it's not going to be like a something you can like catch, right? You're gonna wake up in the fucking morning and this shit will be at 175,000 and that's it. It'll just keep going. That's what's going to happen. But let's I mean, I got some GLD, all of that stuff, but I mean, this is insane. Bro, it's up 1% right now. It's up another $62 right now. Let me put up the Kelter channels because I know it's way above. Yeah, I mean it's ripe for a pullback. It's ripe for a pullback because we know we got some people who've got all kinds of leverage in there now. I mean, there's all kinds of leverage that needs to get squeezed out now because you got a lot of people taking, just really just going up there and they can't wait to sell at 5. They can't wait to sell at 5. RKLB, Rocket Labs. Yeah. Okay. All right, but here's your opportunity, RKLB, if you're looking for. So we're looking for the stock to come back and hold the buy line, showing that there's more room to run. Okay. But look, what Trump is doing right now, it puts a wrench in a lot of stuff. We were not expecting this. Last week when me and you were on here talking, we were not expecting to be talking about Greenland and how it's going to affect the markets, and this is bullshit, man. This is so fucking frustrating. This is so fucking frustrating, man. My apologies for not going live Friday. The market was boring as fuck, and then I had a homegirl come over, man. She got the biggest booty in the world. I had to tap that. So excuse my absence for Friday. But boy, I was not expecting to wake up and be down over 1% on a fucking tweet. You got people calling this the Greenland crisis. The EU tried to put out a joint statement. Luckily, some countries stepped up and said, no, we don't want to make a joint statement. But they tried to make a joint statement about, hey, they can't have Greenland, like we can't have Greenland. I don't know if you guys saw that or not. So are we going to invade or not? I don't. All I know is that I truly believe this is a buying opportunity, and the next couple of days are going to show that. Even if we have another red day tomorrow, all in all, we go higher, okay? And I'm asking you not to miss this opportunity because the turnaround will be very quick, like so many of them are. Okay. As you guys know, we love the cues here. That's the only thing I follow because that's really the only thing that matters. We broke the trend based on these today's price action. Okay, opened up down and we just kept selling off into the close. We closed slightly above the low of the day, but still, it was very indicative of what the market clearly says and thinks that you probably going to have continued selling at least tomorrow. But boy, we were holding a very nice trend up until that point, and tomorrow is going to be very, very important. It's going to be very important to see how deep this rabbit hole goes. This is going to be very, very important. My strategy held up today, although they weren't giving you very much on the credit. Even at that open, right, when we opened up, let me see here. Can I do like a 5-minute and see where? Yeah, even when we opened up and tried to bounce here, the credits that they were giving you on the call side weren't that generous. Although it still would have been a winning trade. I mean, it still would have been very much a winning trade. And congrats to people who pulled it off. But I don't usually like a gap, huge gap downs like that because they do tend to run from the bottom. And, they tend to get a little bit dangerous on those zero DTE plays when we have a huge gap down opening like that. But that was a beautiful breakdown, though. I mean, that breakdown was classic. As you can see here on the 5-minute super trend, you failed. You could have got a little closer. I think it's maybe a little bit closer on the 1 minute or the 2. Okay, so yeah, there you go. You got some fails, fail. And then all of these are basically sell signals when you have the inability to really kind of break out and make new highs. And then, of course, here's another sell signal that the indicator pulls out, and it's very, very good. All right, the indicator wins again. Again, if you need that video, hit me up on X. I'll send you that video that I shared on the super trend, and people have been really killing it. Make sure you follow me on X. I love to see you guys trades during the day. Okay, I'd love to see you guys trades during the day. S&P is pulling back. I see 6,400. Let's take a look. Zoom out a little bit. $6,400. 6,400. I don't know about 6,400, my man, but yeah, I don't know about 6,400, but yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know about 6,400. That's way down there. We're talking about monumental change. Now, this Supreme Court ruling, if that goes against the federal government, absolutely. I'm with you 100% because that's literally billions, possibly $1 trillion that the government will need to pay to other countries and private organizations. Trump even announced that it could bankrupt this country if that ruling goes against it. I think the Supreme Court went ahead and delayed that ruling because they understand how important that ruling is. Okay? They understand how important that ruling could be. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, when you put it that way, I see what you're saying, but still, even on I see that yearly chart you're looking at, but I mean that would make a lot of people panic, man, if we got back to 6,400. You get a lot of scared people out here if we pull back to 6,400.
Oh my God!
Yeah, that'd have a lot of people scared. A lot of people scared. Okay, let's take a look here. All right. Uh, mRNA is up. Yeah, put some tickers in the chat room for me, guys. Let's see here. mRNA. Let's take a look at mRNA. Okay, so Moderna really is making that a nice change, man. And they really are holding on to a nice move today, even on a very ugly day. Moderna's move here is real. It's legit. It's very much legit. You know, here's that move on Monday. We saw that. We looked at that, and it did hold. Showed, some renewed optimism, and it's holding very, very well. Okay. I'm not sure if you guys are on my Galliano Gold. We just passed 3. Whoop, 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 whoop. GAU. All right, we're riding this penny stock to 2 digits. GAU, we back up there. I introduced this to you guys at 229. So, we at $3 now. I love the sound of that. Love the sound of that. NU. Let's take a look at NU. NU. You have a leap call in NU. Don't know anything about it. Tell me a little bit about this. Young Habibi. Finance, regional banks. What makes you interested in this? I haven't been in love with the financials in a long time, but I am looking to see what J.P. Morgan would do. I've been following J.P. Morgan. It just hasn't been holding its recent highs. Obviously, it did break down today, like so many other stocks did. Wells Fargo's garbage. Wells Fargo's not doing very well. In fact, they missed earnings. BAC's been a better one, but again, um, you know, market wide, I thought you really had some great opportunities today to rebalance and maybe move into some other stuff. NU is interesting though, but it seems like it's quite a small $81 billion financial institution. So it's a relatively small company. Okay. Relatively small company compared to some of the other financials we look at here. Wheaton Precious Metals. Is this Wheaton? Is Wheaton are they the one that's like the biggest silver producer or something, Dave? Yeah, all of these precious metals I mean, they're all doing really good. JNUG is the one that I have exposure to. I'm a big fan of the miners just because these higher gold prices, they hit that bottom line of the miners so well. I mean, increasing margins. They turn a business that was just basically struggling to make ends meet, and they turn these things into you know very, very, very different kind of assets. Okay, very, very different kind of assets. Okay, pure technical play, understood. Pure technical play, understood. All right. Come on, thanks for that. Yeah, I'll give you that much. You know, definitely give you credit for that because that's is a nice move on NU. What are you guys using to expose yourself to these precious metals? Obviously, many people are in the GLD for the exposure, liquidity, and the options are very, very liquid right now in GLD. I think this is probably the most liquid I've ever seen GLD options right now. I mean, GLD options are very tight right now during the day. During the day, I mean, they're literally like, nickels and dimes. I mean, it's I've never seen GLD this liquid as it is during the day. People are really playing those options really well. Getty Butane took you out for the whole day, bro. No, for my stream, man. For my stream. I was talking about for my stream. You must be on the delay. Okay. I've been telling you guys that's a weakness of mine. I mean, messing with these cheeks. IGLD? IGLD? Why would you bring up IGLD? It will change. What is it about this one that I mean, I see it's very small, but what is it about this one? I mean, obviously it doesn't have very great liquidity. Why would you put IGLD instead of just getting GLD or buying GLD options? Them big butts will make you tussle with them all day. Hilarious. I mean, it just wears you out, man. I mean, what's messing with them women with the big thighs? They get you tired, bro. You know what I'm saying? Gets you tired. But I'm getting a lot better at it though, man. I'm getting a lot better at it. I've trimmed my roster down a lot, man. A lot, a lot, a lot. I've trimmed my roster down a lot. And that was my problem because I got involved in the cold approach. I started watching a lot of cold approach videos, and I was like, man, I could do that shit. I could do that shit. And then I realized how easy it is. Like, man, these women are so desperate for guys to come up and talk to them now. Oh, they're so desperate. Like, guys don't ever come and walk up and talk to us anymore. I just felt like, I don't know. I just felt like it was just so cool that you like walked up and talked to me. Like, bruh, they really hungry. Like, it's don't listen to the online, like these women who go online and say that, don't listen that, bro. These women are so hungry, you know. And then shout out to the white boys in the audience. I started moving like a white man. I'm gonna do what I want to do. You know, I started just moving like a white man. You know, I'm gonna do what I want to do. Talk to whoever I want to talk to. They don't like it, okay. I mean, accepting rejection. Accepting rejection. Understanding that it's a numbers game. And talking to three women, particularly when I was interested in meeting a new woman, talking to three women in one day is not going to end up being. You got to talk to maybe 7, 8, 9, 10 women. And when I say talking to 10 women in one day, I'm not talking about having full blown 1-2 hour conversations. Sometimes it's just a 5-minute conversation, catching a vibe. I mean, you text her, y'all might text for 2, 3 days. She might ghost you. Okay, then I got to move on to the next. You know, but I digress. I don't want to turn into a dating conversation. I'm just shooting shit with the fellas in here. But it really is like that. And then I started to learn like, bro, you know who's out here more than single men? Married men. Married men. I did not know how many married men are out here in the game. How many married men are out here, trying to mac on these women, trying to meet young women too. Like once you get married, I feel like the fear goes off these guys. They'll 23, 24 dudes who are like 46, 47, 48. They don't have no like shame on their game. And hey, I'm not a married man for me to know how that feels, right? To be a provider for a woman, right? And she's not putting out. That's a level of frustration I wouldn't want for any man. But you busting your ass at work every single day, making sure food is on the table, paying that mortgage or that rent, those car notes, that light bill, and you not getting cheeks, that's crazy, man. That's crazy to me. So, yeah, I don't blame you guys at all when I was out here seeing you guys doing cold approach, at the beauty supply stores, at the mall, you know. Guys who you can kind of tell, like, man, that guy, he got a woman at home. He got a woman at home, but no shame in his game. You don't know what another man's going through, you know. Morgan Stanley down 3%. All of these are going to be buying opportunities, man. We talked Chinese stocks not too long ago, last week. What was that Chinese stock we wrote down that was running really good? Fuck. It was a Chinese stock that it wasn't Baba. Ugh. If somebody remembers, let me know. But it was a Chinese stock that was turning around and it was looking really good. Man. All right, China. China sold off. Today really bad. China sold off today really, really bad. Let's see here. YouTube. Let me see that. Let's go. Let's go, man. I'm watching gold react right now. Gold is still moving, man. Up $69. We opened it was like 43. Baidu. Yes, it was Baidu. Thank you. All right. Pull back today after a nice new high. Okay. Yeah, new 52-week high for Baidu. New 52-week high for Baidu. Nice move. Hey, if it pulls back to 145, I'm going for the ride. I'm going for the ride. Yes, it will change. Thank you. Thank you for stopping by. Okay, okay, okay. All right. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Somebody give me another ticker real quick, man. Other ones. Man, Coca-Cola's been doing really well. I thought we would see a collapse in housing. I'm not seeing the collapse in housing, even though they had a report come out show that there are more sellers than buyers by nearly 750,000 homes. Okay? Nearly 750,000 homes. So there are a ton more sellers than buyers out here right now. Said bring some Insta baddies. Man, I tried to do that one time. You guys kept calling my ladies like fat and shit like that. Y'all remember I had I call her Big Mama, but you know she's not a big mama. She just has huge tits. Like her tits are huge. But is she like a nine? No, she's not a slamming nine. But you know, I like her because she's got big tits. Because sometimes I'm in the mood for girls with big tits. And y'all kept calling y'all were like making calling her names and stuff. This was like 3 years ago. It was like 3 years ago. I had to take the live down because she wanted me to take the live down because the comments were so fucking mean. You know. But yeah, y'all weren't feeling her because she she's not like again she's not a visual beauty. Let me see if because I got a little video of her or whatever. You know, y'all remember I brought women on my lives before. I wanted to make that a thing, but you guys got these impossible standards. And I don't really fuck with the beauty queens. I like regular normal women. I like regular normal women I could see at Walmart or Kmart, you know what I'm saying? With either, a fat ass or huge tits or you know what I'm saying? Like I like that shit. I'm not a guy who like wants like a 28-inch waist and like she's got to be super hot and like bro, I've been with those women. It's too expensive to maintain them. You know what I mean? You're spending like God shitload of money just trying to like keep them happy, and you got to take them there and take them there. Fuck that shit, man. Suck my fucking dick. I ain't got time for all that shit, man. Too old for that shit. When are you gonna take me out? Take me out. Take me. Shut the fuck up. Shit is exhausting, man. You know, like the prettier the woman, the more you got to do. I'm done with that, man.
Monster kill.
I'm done with that, bro. Just give me a six with a nice body, great attitude. You know what I'm saying? Then a girl like that, I could take her to Outback. I can take her to some, just a chill spot. We can maybe do some, but it's not. I don't have to fucking dress up. I don't have to fucking take 500 million fucking pictures and shit. I don't give a fuck about that shit, man. I'll let you guys who want to do all that do that shit. I ain't got time for that shit. You know, I ain't got time for that. I've never been interested in like having a girl that like, you want other guys to look at and be like, "Oh, that's your girl." I don't want to impress you, bro. I'm not interested in impressing you. So will I try that again though? I would like to try to bring a girl on, even if it means having me to like hire a model. I would do that. Hire a model just to sit here and be eye candy for you guys while we talk about stocks and I bore her to death. I don't mind. I don't mind. I'll do that. You know, but you guys don't like. You guys aren't into the type of women I like. You know, maybe that's just not your thing. You know, I'm trying to figure out because I got videos in here. Some of them aren't necessarily family friendly. Let me see here. Um, okay. aren't necessarily family friendly. Yeah, I guess she's hiding this one, so I guess it's not too bad. This is one of my girls right here. You know, I always be. This is one of them right here. She's a cutie. Let me hide this one so it don't get. But she's all right. She's a young one too. I think man. How old is Janaya? I think Janaya's like 24, 25, 24, 25. But again, stacked, like heavy stacked, man. You know, if you not at least like an E, like at least like an E cup, man, I ain't trying to talk to you, man. You know what I mean? She's like an E cup. You know, she's a good E cup or higher. You know, but like, do I only? Yeah, for the most part, I only really fuck with black women, and that's just because, like, man, I already kind of know where their mental's at. Like, you know, I already know where their mental is at, and they know kind of where my mental is at. So I don't really, I don't have to do too much. You know, I know what they want from me. They know what I want from them. You know, I tried to really kick it with a Hispanic girl once. For those of you guys who've been watching the show long enough, um, her name was Leticia. Leticia, that was her name. And again, her family didn't fuck with me, man. So I don't know. They don't really. Their families don't be liking the black dudes. Like the families don't be like. Her family was on some like, we don't want black. And man, I was like, man, bruh, what you talking about? Your daughter likes black though. Your daughter likes black. And me, I don't really like to be in those situations. So because you don't know how, these people are going to try to set you up with something or, try to do something to harm you and stuff. So I don't need that on my conscience. So I just, man, I started flaking her and stuff. And, she finally got the picture. Yeah, man, girls with big titties treat you good, man. Girls with big titties treat you good. Girls with big butts treat you good. You know what I'm saying? You know, yeah, that's Janine. Then I got another girl, Big Mama. Big Mama's like her shits are huge. Like, and when you see it, because like when you see her, you would think like let me pause it because I don't want you to. Yeah, let me. Yeah, Big Mama. Yeah, this is Big Mama right here. This is when I'm in the mood for Big Mama. Now you would think, you can't barely see her. Like half her chest is just her rack, bro. Half her chest. That girl's like 20. Big Mama's 27. Big Mama's 27. Yeah, she's already got a kid too. Yeah, Big Mama's 27. Who else can I show? No, I don't want to put her. Oh, my bad. Yeah, Big Mama's 27. Uh, I got some other stuff, but here's Raquel, but she's a cutie too. But she got kind of been on my nerves a little bit, asking me for money all the time. But she's a cutie too. But she don't ask for a lot of money. She only asks me for like $20 here, $30 here. She doesn't ask me for like a lot of money. She doesn't ask me for a lot of money. Mm, but that's what them girls in the hood are always going to do. Can I have $20? Can I have $30? Can I have this? Can I have that? Can I have that? Can I have this? All right, this is one. I'm just gonna press pause because I recorded this one. But that's me on the bottom, and that's her at top. I don't want to put her face out there, but she's another one. I like her. That's what we were doing a FaceTime. You know what I'm saying? We were doing a FaceTime. But she's nice too. Who else? But yeah, man, I just got a lot of females, man. I got a lot of little females I kick it with. You know what I'm saying? And they come over, they like the spot. You know, they get to get out of their mom's house. Because a lot of these women, they don't like being around their mom. You know, I like women who still live with their family. You know, they still, they're living with their mom or something like that. I'm not into women who are like, on their own and just whoring out and stuff like that. I like, good girls who are just trying to break away to find their own freedom. And then here's another girl that I was like, I found out she was crazy. I took a picture of her because this girl was like living on the streets, bro. I took this picture. I took this picture of this girl. That's a bro. This girl, she literally lives on the streets. And she doesn't, I thought she was like crazy or something. She's not crazy. She's not crazy. That's literally like a Walmart basket. All her stuff is in there. And she stands on the corner, um, like asking God, asking for change and stuff like that. I'm like, girl, I got homegirls who like, work for social services. They can hook you up or whatever. But she wants to be on the street. It's the weirdest shit, bro. But Shorty is like light skinned, pretty, like she's not ugly. But she want to live on the street. So I'm just like, man, I gave her a little bit of cash and let her go, man. 'Cause I ain't finna chase you all night. I ain't finna chase you all night. But you don't have to be there. I know people who can put you on to some, you know.
Another one.
What's going on, Randy Branham? Appreciate you, bro. Sal, you live like a king with them EBT babes. Ain't nothing wrong with EBT babes. Yes. Nigga, shit. Look, man. Hey, look, man. Ain't nothing wrong with EBT babes, bro. Nothing wrong with EBT babes. I love my EBT babes. Shout out to all the EBT baddies, man. I love my EBT baddies. I'm trying to figure out who else can I show that's actually like. Okay, yeah, this girl right here. She's another one that I like, but she's so fucking expensive, bro. Like, she's not an EBT babe. All right, this girl right here, she's so fucking expensive. I don't. That's the thing I don't like about her. Nice girl, not wife material. Okay, not wife material. Okay, not wife material, but man, just so fucking expensive. Always wants to do high end shit and like really big on social media. Got a TikTok brain. She does all of that shit and all the little slogans, misogynist. You gaslighting me. Oh my God. I mean, she's straight off social media, bro. But she's another one who I just like, nice girl, but man, it's just too much. Just you nickel and diamond me every fucking time we get together. I don't think I've ever messed with that girl that I left spending less than $400. $400, $500. And fuck that shit, man. I could. That's like 2 months of groceries for me. You know what I'm saying? You take some of these girls out. You're spending 250, 350. Bro, I could put food in my fridge for 2 months. You know, food in my fridge for 2 months. So like, we can't be playing. We can't be wasting time. I'm trying to see who else can I show. And I hadn't talked to her in maybe a month or two. No, a month, about a month. Because again, I'm just in that mood where I'm really not trying to spend if I'm not, you know, if you ain't, you know, throwing it back on me. You know what I'm saying? No ass, no cash, bro. That's my rule, bro. No ass, no cash. You know what I'm saying? No ass, no cash. You wanna, you want this, you want that. Take me out. I need this. I need my hair. I need my okay. Throw that ass back. You know what I'm saying? Pull up and come get it. Tell these girls pull up and come get it. Oh, hey, do you have $50? Do you have like $100? I can pull up and come get it. Pull up and come. Well, my kid is home. I don't pull up and come get it. Pull up and come get it. I got it for you. Pull up and come get it. Pull up and come get it. See, every person I met like that was on drugs or something mental. Yeah, I'm thinking if you're talking about that girl I showed with the basket, I think she might have a mental issue. But that time that I went and talked to her, I think she was level headed, but she may have some issue. So I just no, I'm not going that far down. I made a decision that day. I ain't going down that far. There's some guys who would go down that far. I'm not going down that far. I'm not going down that far where I'm taking women off the streets. No, I'm not doing that. I'm 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 not going that far. I'm not going that far. I'm not getting into the point where I gotta clean them up. I gotta force them to go into the shower. I got to no 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 no. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. That's for a real slime. You know what I'm saying? That's for a real slime. And I'm not there, bro. I'm not there. You know. Don't get me wrong. I could be a slime, but that's a real slime. When you picking off women off the streets, whoo, boy, that's a real slime. I'm not there yet. I don't want to go down that far. I don't want to go down that far because now you in serial killer territory. You in that's a different mental. You know what I'm saying? I stick to malls. I stick to fast food joints, beauty supplies, supermarket, Walmart. I'm there. You know, but I'm not finna hit no corners anytime soon when it comes to these ladies. Hell no. No, 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 no. Okay? Somebody give me some more tickers, man. Y'all got me spitting my whole business out here. Uh, Agalian Technologies. Okay. So what's the play? What's the play tomorrow, guys? What's the play tomorrow? Because I want to be a buyer, man. I want to be a buyer tomorrow. Okay. And that's just based off, you know, the many, many pullbacks we've seen. This could be a multiple day pullback, and that's fine too. But eventually, we do always, again, you don't have to necessarily catch the low, but this very well could be a multiple day situation. And I want to see what happens tomorrow. I really, really do. Here's the 1 hour on the SPY. I really want to see what happens tomorrow. We got a lot of stocks that sold off today. Of course, I want to be in the ETFs tomorrow. I want to be in the ETFs tomorrow. Nvidia does look good too as well. Okay. ugly day for such a great stock. This might be a valuation issue here too as well. So it's another stock that hadn't been doing so hot. Here's Amazon. Amazon's another one, hasn't been looking very hot this last week and a half. Okay. Wonderful short opportunity. Look at that. I mean, this has been a reliable short since last week. Okay. And today was not very helpful. I think we got some longs got burnt in this because this very well looked like it was about to turn around. But today's trade did not look very good. High power option trades. Your long VIX. Okay. Shout out to the guys who play volatility. Shout out to guys who play volatility. I gotta bring David. David. What was David's name? David's last name. I can't forget. I keep forgetting what David's last name is, but he trades volatility. Really good at it too. Really good at trading
Monster
volatility.
kill.
God, he's got a really good name too. The David something show. And I loved his show. I don't know why he stopped doing it. He had a good YouTube show as well too. Hold on, let me see. Because I love this show. David Lincoln, that's his name. David Lincoln, The David Lincoln Show. The David Lincoln Show was on YouTube, and I loved David Lincoln. He interviewed me twice. And I loved the David Lincoln, man. Shout out to David Lincoln. And I'm friends with him on Facebook. And he's a vol trader too. He actually worked in Chicago trading volatility, was taught by people out there, and he makes really good money doing it. Like he literally, like this is his full-time thing, trading volatility. That's literally all he trades is volatility all day. You said you're short Amazon? Okay. Interesting to long VIX. You're a believer in the more downside. You're a believer in it. SMR. QBTS, man, that's so pissing me off because this is a stock that I was really thinking about shorting, but boy, this is one of the most manipulated stocks in the world right here. You thought he hit it big and never came back? No, I wouldn't say that. I mean, he's made a lot of money trading, and now he does a whole bunch of side jobs, like he does like events, like he does waiter, like he'll be a waiter at like weddings and stuff like that, just to kind of stay busy. But he's never had like a regular job since he was a trader in Chicago. And I think David Lincoln now, he may be in his late 40s. I'd say David is probably, if I had to guess, maybe like 48, 49. Probably 48, 49. So he just does a whole bunch of odd jobs, but he trades. I mean, he's a trader. He's the type of guy who would make 30,000 a month and you don't even know because he doesn't spoil himself. He doesn't waste money, or anything like that. But yeah, shout out to David Lincoln. The David Lincoln Show was his channel. But yeah, he hasn't done anything in a long time with that. All right. And there was this other couple that I met that does zero DTE trades too. These guys are making like 33,000 a month, and they trade as a husband and wife couple. Let me get you their info. Yeah, Rob and Maria. Okay, Rob and Maria. So Rob was the CEO of ecollege.com back in the 2000s, and then he sold his company for $583 million. So from then on, he's just basically like been an independent kind of trader, investor, putting his money in things like that. And now he's on YouTube. Can you believe this guy's, I think he's not as wealthy as when I don't think he's that wealthy anymore, but he's still very, very wealthy. But now he's on YouTube. He's got less than 2,000 subscribers, and him and his wife are like making a killing trading on zero DTE options. Let me give you their channel here. Let me give you the link to their channel. And I've been trying to figure out what their strategy is. They have videos like, yeah, here's our strategy. And now you watch the shit, and they don't really give you the whole thing. They don't be giving you the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? They don't be giving you the whole things. But I be trying to get pieces of the strategy. And I'm going to figure it out what they're doing. I'm going to figure out what they're doing because they're definitely making a whole lot of money. Robin Maria. Let me get back to this real quick. So let me put that in the chat. Here it is right here. Okay, that's their channel. All right, so that's their channel. Go ahead and bookmark their channel because they're definitely making bank. They're definitely making a lot of money. Dude made like 15,000 in one day, 20,000. They make 20, 30, 40,000 dollars sometimes in one day, and I believe it. But obviously, he's playing with shitload of capital because there'll be videos where he'll show his trading screen, and I could tell like this guy's he's an SPX iron condors like 50, 60 at a time. 50, 60 contracts at a time. So he's playing with huge, huge size. Huge, huge, huge size. What's going on, Woody Wright? Shout out to Woody Wright.
Monster kill.
Shout out to Woody Wright. But on a day like today, he's getting killed. I mean, he's getting massacred on a day like today. He's getting massacred on a day like today when you're doing them zero DTE trades. Not zero DTE, but I'll do iron condors for 45 days out. He does those type of strategies that I used to do. Those 45-day iron condors, those are okay. But you prefer to put those on because I have a strategy. Can I show that? Let me see if I can log in and show it to you guys real quick. This is another one of my strategy that I put into my calculator. And I can show you guys these little small things that I'm doing because I've already done the research. I have over nearly 150 different papers that I've written on trading strategies, mean reversion trading strategies on different tickers. Okay. Some of them daily, some of them weekly, and all of them perform at least 75% or higher probable win rate. Okay. Win rate. Okay. Let me show you guys this one. Let me see. Problem is, I really want to get you guys more comfortable with because some of you guys like ETFs, but some of you guys don't. I'm not sure why anyone wouldn't want to trade ETFs. They're so liquid. The options tend to be very cheap. Why would you not want to trade ETFs? Yeah, I love following successful traders, man. I love following these people who are successful, making really good money. Okay. We're making really, really good money. And yeah, man. Why would you not? All right, so let's just put it out there. this document is intellectual property, okay? And it is protected under international copyright laws. No part of this report may be reproduced, distributed, or transmitted in any form or by any means, including photocopying, recording, and/or electronic or mechanical needs, without prior written permission of the creator, myself, okay? Myself, except in case of brief quotations embodied in critical reviews and/or certain non-commercial uses permitted by copyright law. All right, we got that out the way. Okay. All right. Okay, let me. Can I make it bigger? Can I make it bigger so they can see it better? All right, that's a little. Well, yeah, that's fine. All right, so this is a 45-day 45-day mean reversion put strategy. Okay. And the idea is that when the SPX raises or rises above 1% above the opening price, okay, on the prior day, you then open a in the money call spread where the short side is about 3 to 4% out the money. Okay, this is with the idea that the trade is going to expire in 45 days. All right, the width of the spreads are about 1 to 2% wide. Okay, is where we saw like the best opportunities in this. Again, you know, the trigger is a 1% move, right? So you gotta wait. You gotta wait till the market actually does a 1% move, and then you pull this trigger. Okay. The idea is that, of course, you hold until SPX closes above the short put strike, or hold on. Yeah, I gotta change the verbiage on that one. Okay. But here's the overall performance. Qualifying days, took the trading days 2020 to 2026. And by the way, this is very expensive data, man. Like I said, I've told you guys several times, it's like $4.99 a fucking month for this shit. All right. Anyway, 271 potential qualifying days. That's not 271 days between 21. That means there were 271 potential qualifying days, meaning days where the prior day the market moved up 1%. Okay? So you then took the trade. All right? Of those trades, 226 were winning trades, 45% were losing trades. You had an 83.4% win rate. Okay. Trade frequency was about 45 times per year between 2020 and 2026. Again, that's why, again, you're not going to have a ton of those trades per year. So this is what I would call a supplemental trading strategy. So you've got a zero DTE thing going on. You got, let's say one of those NVIDIA type trades that I showed you, or one of those Amazon type strategies that I showed you. And this would be a supplement to that. Okay. Because you're not going to survive on 45 trades a year. I mean, some people do. Hey, let me take that back. Some people do, right? Depending on how much capital you're moving every day. But you're only expected to lose about 7 times a year. Okay, about 7 times a year. So here's the yearly breakdown. 2020, okay, less than 10 losing trades. 2021, less than 10 losing trades. And this is the height of COVID. Okay, this is the height of COVID. So it can tell, those 1% moves were signals for strong buying opportunity. 2022, of course, we had a very, rough year that year. Okay, losing trades were relatively significant. I wouldn't say right. Yeah, we're quite significant. 26 losing trades that year, but that was the only year. That was the only year you had, double-digit losses over the last 6 years. Okay, over the last 6 years. 2026, there were actually 4 trades That I don't know why I didn't put that in there. I need to put that in there. Okay, but there actually were trades in 2026. Um, no, one trade. Excuse me, one trade. I believe there was only one day. Right? I think it was one day this January where we had a 1% move so far. I might be mistaken. I might be mistaken. Okay. All right, let's keep it moving. Consecutive losses. This is really what's important that a lot of people don't study when they're doing back test. Is okay. I know you do lose, right? Because every trade, no trade is 100%. No trading strategy is 100%. But like, how often do I lose? Would this be a losing trade? And as you can see, in 2023, you only had one 2-day streak. So you only had in this strategy one time during 2023 where the strategy lost twice, 2 times in a row. Right? 2022, we talked about those, those horrible, that horrible, really up and down year. You had 26 of those losses. One of them was a 3-day streak. Even a 4-day, you had the 2-time 4-day streak where 4 times during the trade you lost, right? Consecutively. Okay? This is an outlier year. Okay? But look at 2025, right, where you had 23 opportunities in 2025 last year. 23 of those were winners and only 2 losing trades in 2025. Okay. And then, by the way, those were your that was a consecutive streak. So you had one time where you lost twice in a row, but then every other trade after that was a winner. Okay. Every day after that was a winner. Okay. Oh, my bad. This is a put spread. This is a put spread strategy. Okay, this is a put spread strategy. Okay. This is the idea that we're hoping that the market continues to go higher. Okay. All right. But anyway, those are the kind of things that I want to continue to work on. I want to continue to present to you guys because don't get me wrong, I love the charts. I love the charts, but guys, I'm all into this automated shit now, man. I'm really, really big into this automated shit now because the black boxes can be built now. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, we were sitting here 10 years ago and we know these guys have black boxes and you're like, damn, look at that edge they got. No, no, no. For a couple $100, you can build an agent. Okay. You go buy that NASDAQ data, you go buy that S&P 500 data. Yes, it does cost because you can't just use the Yahoo Finance shit. It don't work because I can't just take the open and close. I got to find out what happened 5-minute increments, 10-minute increments, because sometimes if you're only taking the open and close, guess what? You're blowing, in between during the day and you're not reading that in the data. But anyway, go get that 5-minute, that 1 minute, that, what I'm saying? Go buy that, spend that money because you will eventually get the information where now you can literally plan to become a millionaire. You can plan. You can actually take money. Now you've got $25,000. I can tell you, like doing X, Y, Z. Like, okay, I'm gonna be a millionaire at this stage just doing these trades. Obviously, the past is not a predictor of the future, but these are very, 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 very good indications of what the future could look like. You know. Very good indications. Are you guys with me? Are you kind of getting what I'm trying to say? Y'all went quiet on me. I hope I'm not losing you with this shit, but I'm always about trying to put you on into different unique stuff to expand your brain, expand how you think about this game, because you got a lot of people who want to keep you stuck in one way of thinking, and the big money is made by figuring out what the probabilities are. You know what I'm saying? They love the charts too, don't get me wrong, but they they're doing probabilities, man. These banks are doing probabilities. You know, the swing trades, these swing trades where they hold them for, a week or 2 week, 3 weeks. That's how you make like big fucking money. You know, these zero DTEs, like where you can, take a trade and 8 out of 10 times you're gonna win. Like that's how you make like big bank. You know what I'm saying? That's where you make big bank. Okay. That's where you make big bank, man. Legal trappers, you can start out at a place like massive.com. You can start out at a place like massive.com. They got it for really cheap. Massive.com is one of them. You can use, man, I got these all bookmarked. But massive.com is relative, is very affordable. But there are a bunch of data providers out there, man. I don't want to put my best one out there just because you don't have to do some work to find that one. But massive.com is a great place to start. Massive.com is a great place to start. Yeah, man. Hey, click like, man, because people watch me on television. People watch me on TVs, on these phones. Click like on this video right now. If you're watching this and you're not a subscriber, click subscribe right now. Do me a favor and click subscribe right now if you're watching me and you're not a subscriber.
Oh my God!
Click subscribe on this right now if you're watching this and you're not a subscriber. You know what I'm saying? Do me a favor. But we gonna build this channel back up. I'm going live. I'm doing my thing on here. I want to start presenting this, but I'm still trying to get it down, the verbiage. I got to get the verbiage down, to where it's a much more seamless way of understanding it. Because I get it, right? Because I'm the one creating it, but I've got to do a better job of explaining it. I got to do a better job of explaining it. And you can do this with any stock. You could do this with any stock. I'm looking at Home Depot right now, and I'm telling you right now that Home Depot's got a strategy in it that, you're looking at it here and like, okay, what happens when Home Depot pulls back 1% in a month? What are the variables there that I can exploit, that if Home Depot moves back more than 1% in a month, that there's a possible chance that it won't move 3%. So I could sell the 3% out of the money puts wherever that, where it's sold off at one at, and be able to, make that alpha. There's gotta be a probability there. And play that probability. And play that probability. You say, is this an option trading channel? For the most part, yeah, man, because I've grown out of that penny bullshit. And penny stocks is dead. Penny stocks is dead, man. I started talking about penny stocks. I made my base on penny stocks, but that shit is dead. Everybody left to go to meme coins. Now meme coins is dead. Now everybody's at sports gambling. Those people have moved on to sports now. And I'm not finna sit here and bet on motherfuckers who, are getting high before the games. I'm not about to sit here and bet my financial destiny on a motherfucker who, showing up playing drunk. Come on, man. I ain't got time for that. Half these athletes are betting on themselves to lose, and we're finding out damn near every other day. There's a new team, a new player who was betting on himself to lose. Can you believe that? You know, you telling the world money lines got you winning, and you over there throwing air balls on purpose and making bad passes on purpose, and you know what I'm saying? Playing poor defense on purpose. Fuck that shit, man. I ain't got time for that. Sports gambling is so fucking rigged in this country. I said Tim Sykes. Yeah, Tim Sykes is still out there. He's still doing his thing. You know, he's still selling his courses. Shout out to Tim Sykes, man. All right, he's still doing his thing. I'm seeing. Let me go to his channel. Yeah, he's still making videos, although not as consistently anymore, because he's got so many videos, so he doesn't really have to. Right, he doesn't really have to put out that much, but you know, he's got a lot of videos. He's slowing down, though. I can tell he's slowing down. And, you know, he's getting a little older. You know what I'm saying? He's getting a little older. You know, the content is a little different. Shout out to Tim Sykes, though. True, I trade Forex, but trying to transition into option trading. Yeah, man. I'm still waiting for any of you Forex niggas to pull up with a PS5. I'm still waiting for y'all to do that shit. Man, I remember, bro, 2018, 2019, these Forex guys, they invited me to some house, and we went to this house, and one guy's just yelling about how he's just like, he's a director 500, and he's about to make platinum director, and I'm just looking at these motherfuckers like, man, does anybody in here really trade or what? I forgot the name of the organization they were all pushing for, but I wasn't signing up for that bullshit. But I mean, I'm in there with people who, you know, work at grocery stores, people who were just like trying to figure out where the hell life was going. I could just tell like everybody really didn't have no money like that. But they're just screaming about how they're going to become millionaires through Forex, and these people didn't even know how to trade. These people didn't even know really how to trade, man. And eventually the organization did end up falling apart. I can't remember the name of the organization right now. It escapes me. But the organization ended up falling apart. You know what I'm saying? God damn, we got all these people in here. Hey, man, y'all better press like right now. I need some likes. I need some likes right now, motherfuckers. Allah Akbar! I need some likes right now. Thank you to Tom G. Appreciate you, man. You know. Oh, y'all can find the exit, you know?
Get out of here, you damn nigga!
Y'all can go ahead and find the exit if you're not trying to like my shit. Just sitting here looking at me and you know, because I get it. The market was down. When the market is down, that's when I get most views. When the market is down. Because people want to know what the hell they're going to do tomorrow. But at least like my shit. Hating ass people, man. Yeah. But yeah, somebody, okay, yeah, just make sure somebody talk, where do I buy the, yeah, just go to Massive and plug that into your agent, all right? And again, let ChatGPT or whatever you use, it'll teach you how to do it. Just ask, hey, how do I do X, Y, Z? Yeah, like is free, man. Like is free. Like is free. Absolutely free, man.
Get out of here, you damn nigga!
Okay.
Another one.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to keep you guys up too long. Again, I'm not trying to burn myself out, just really wanting to share the joy and love of the markets. And man, we got some really good trades tomorrow. We got some really good dip buying opportunities tomorrow. I've already given you guys one of my favorite strategies on these downside trades. And if we get another downside move tomorrow, uh, you know, I wouldn't be so quick to to short tomorrow. If we get another red day tomorrow, I'm thinking tomorrow could be the last red day, and they're going to try to run it up into Friday because they know what they're doing, man. Trump knows what they're doing. They know what they're doing when it comes to these going into these weekends where now you're looking at some of these Friday options that expire on Friday, and they're dirt cheap. They're 25 cent, 30 cent, 50 cent each, and then next thing Friday comes along, and now we're looking at $3, $4, $5, $6, $7 options. They know what they're doing. So don't let these people, create opportunities. You sit back and then not take advantage of them. All right. Follow these options. Go ahead. Your broker has ways for you to set alerts on these options. And if it's moving, you get a 50% move on the price of that option, I would jump on it. I would jump on it because something's happening there. These people know what they're doing. Okay. They know what they're doing. These markets can be manipulated, and they are manipulated regularly. You say he treats the market like his personal piggy bank. Absolutely. For him and his friends. For him and his friends. He came out and talked about, oh yeah, we're gonna force BlackRock not to be able to buy no homes. They haven't done a goddamn thing. They haven't done a goddamn thing. When was that? That was I think that was, when did he make that announcement? I think it was the 14th. I think it was the 13th or something like that. Yeah, I would say the 13th when he made that announcement. Oh no, I think it was this day. Was it the 7th? Yeah, maybe probably the 7th when he came out and said that shit. These people know what they're doing, man. These people know what they're doing. What broker do I still? I still use interactive brokers. But the brokers don't matter. I mean, it doesn't matter, man. All these brokers are good. Mumu is really good. All these brokers are really good. I've gotten used to interactive brokers just because I love the customer service. I need to pick up the phone 24/7 and get a fucking human being that speaks English. All right, because I'm that type of person. Like, if you got my money, I need to hear from you. Like, I need to be able to call you, middle of the night, and somebody who sounds like me picks up the phone. I don't want to hear somebody from India. I don't want to hear motherfucker from Pakistan. And when I deal with interactive brokers, I get that. You got to pay for the data, but that's a small, it's like $30 a month or whatever. That's the only thing I hate is the data that you got to, they spread the data cost to the user. That's the one shit I don't like. All right. Thinkorswim is still really good too. All right, they're still really, really good. There's nothing wrong with Thinkorswim. I just never got hip to it. That's all. I just never got hip to it. Because back when I started trading, interactive brokers was like the high end, and everybody wanted an interactive brokers account because it required you to have $10,000 to get it. So once I broke above 10 grand, it was like, yes, I'm Team IB. I've made it, and that was the big reward. Now nobody gives a fuck. Anybody can open up IB. Anybody can open up with any broker now. But that was the goal at one time, is you wanted to be on interactive brokers because it showed you had a $10,000 or more account. Yeah. Those were the days, boy. Busted my ass, working two jobs, just saving money, trying to put money in the account, put money in the account, put money in the account. And I'm still thinking, if you're a young dude, bro, go work 2 jobs, man. Work your ass off to build you a trading account. If I could go back in time right now, man, I'd be like 2021. I'd be working a bunch of jobs, doing e-commerce, whatever I can, just building a trading account. Not giving a fuck about any of these women. You know, because what I've learned now, going into my 40s, is that there are far, far, far more beautiful women than there are successful men. So focus on being a successful man, because you'll have your pick of the litter, really, in anything in life. And you'll have better sex, better vacations, better cars, better eating, better living. Everything is just so much better when you focus on becoming your best self, your best financial self as a man. You know what I'm saying? Keep your credit good. You know what I mean? You don't need 500 million credit cards. Get 2 or 3 solid credit cards. Try to get yourself an American Express if you can get one. You know what I'm saying? Have a card that gives you VIP access to certain places in the airport. You know what I mean? That's how you know you're kind of on your grown status. Here's Microsoft. I'm looking for Microsoft to get back here. If I get this 470, if we get back there, I'm triggered. I'm all in. SND, yeah. Oh, I mean, look, SNDK, Micro, all of that. Texas, what was that? Texas Instruments is another one. TXN. Well, God, I don't know why people ain't giving Texas Instruments the same deal. Micron, man, I missed that move in Micron because I was looking for this buyout. Beautiful move here. Should have took advantage of it. Man, this was just a couple weeks ago, bro. Look at that. It just ran away from me, and I just chickened out. SNDK, but this memory demand, this could be a multi-year thing. They're telling me it's a multi-year thing because these data centers are only going to get bigger. They're only getting, bigger, and it's only getting more and more plentiful. The demands for data centers are just bonkers, man. They're just bonkers. Tastyworks, yeah, I used to push Tastyworks here. I mean, Tastyworks has a really good affiliate plan, and I pushed Tastyworks hard on my platform at one time. There's nothing wrong with Tastyworks too. They got great customer service at Tastyworks. I love their platform. You got to remember, the people who created Tastyworks, they were the original creators of Thinkorswim. So Tastyworks has got a great platform. Tastyworks got a great platform. There's nothing wrong with Tastyworks, particularly if you trade options. That's the right place to be. But anyway, going back to SNDK, I mean that's memory right now, man. Go look at what people are doing on eBay. When we're talking about the higher up memory, like the DDR4, DDR5. I mean, these prices have almost doubled. All right, the old stuff nobody cares. I mean, DDR3 RAM, DDR, 2, and all them old shits. But these higher end RAMs, like they've damn near doubled, man. They've damn near doubled. They've damn near doubled. DDR4 RAM is going up. It's absolutely insane. All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, I appreciate everyone being here with me today. Thank you so much for joining me here. We'll be back again to talk about stocks tomorrow. Tomorrow will be a short day. I'm making up for Monday today by being here today because the markets were closed on Monday, but I want to stick with my Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule. So I'll be back again tomorrow to talk about what happens tomorrow. Because again, I really believe tomorrow is a very important day. Even if it's a boring sideways day, if it's a sideways day tomorrow, I think you take a position here, or maybe just sit and wait, right, and just wait for the breakout to the upside. There's nothing wrong with you doing that as well. Okay. Here's the hourly. If we get a sideways day tomorrow, I don't have no problem with that. But I would hate to see you wait until 685 to come back into this marketplace. I wouldn't mind, trying to see if maybe you can get yourself, if we go along here and you start trying to sell some 676 puts, all right, and I don't mean sell puts meaning using margin. You don't even have to use margin. Obviously, there are ways to do it without using margin, but why not? Why not? I feel like we've held. This is a very good support area, and if we bounce off that, that would be a very nice way to make some money. But we'll see. We'll see. I'll keep that line up there. Because we'll see what happens tomorrow on the S&P 500 as well as the Nasdaq and many, many, many other stocks that are taking a breather here on the markets. Okay. Press like on this video right now. If you are not a subscriber, click subscribe now. Click subscribe now if you are not a subscriber. Tomorrow is another trading day. Trade well. See you tomorrow, folks. Same time, same place. Shout out to everybody in the chat room who was here. I appreciate you, man. Seriously.
Monster kill.